Welcome to the 2025 edition of the Step-by-Step Guide to Filing a 990 e-postcard for units and departments. Okay, listen up, auxiliary members. In order to receive a rebate this year, units and departments must be compliant. So what does compliant mean? Well, according to our bylaws, all units and departments must have completed and submitted installation reports to the appropriate officers by May 31st. You'll also have had to complete and submit life member verification forms, financial reports, and proof of annual accepted IRS 990 filings to the appropriate officers anytime between July 1st through October 1st. The installation reports, the life member verification, and the financial reports are relatively easy to do. But for some, filing a 990 postcard can be scary, frustrating, and overwhelming. But it doesn't have to be. We're here to help. The following slides will make filing a 990 e-postcard be easy peasy lemon squeezy. Okay, now it's time to get to work. The first thing we're going to do is go to the IRS website at irs.gov. Then we're going to locate the horizontal menu bar at the top of the page, and we're going to click File. The next thing we're going to do is locate the vertical menu bar at the left side of the page, and we're going to locate Charities and Nonprofits. We're going to click that. The next thing we're going to do is locate the Annual Filing and Forms section. It's probably going to be in the middle of your page. And then when you notice that section, when you locate the Annual Filing and Forms section, you're going to see a little highlighted button that says Find Filing Forms. You're going to want to click that. And then you're going to locate the vertical menu again. You're going to notice a heading that says Annual Filing and Forms. And then right underneath it, you're going to see Required Filing Form 990 Series. Click that. And then once you do, a page is going to pop up, and it's going to be the Forms and Instructions page. You're going to be looking for Form 990N. That's what we fill out as a nonprofit organization. You'll notice next to it, it'll give you an instructions column. Underneath that, it'll say User Guide for Form 990N. If you want a more in-depth view of the 990 form, you can read this PDF instructional manual, but for us right now, all we're going to do is click Form 990N. So once you click the Form 990N, the Annual Electronic Filing Requirement for Small Exempt Organizations Form 990N e-postcard page will pop up. You're going to scroll down until you locate the Submitting a Form 990N e-postcard. So once you find that, once you scroll down and you find this little section, the Submitting Form 990N e-postcard, you're going to look at the bottom of the section. You're going to locate a box that says Submit Form 990N e-postcard. And you're going to click that box. So for security reasons, the IRS will need you to identify yourself, and a page is going to pop up that is going to ask you for other credentials, basically. Now, if you don't already have an ID.me account or a Login Gov account, you can basically create one. So if you are a federal employee, more than likely the government has issued you a login.gov account. But if you're a civilian like me, you'll have to create your own. So it'll say ID me. You're going to click that. But if you already have an ID me account, what you're going to do is you're going to sign in where it says sign in with existing account. Just for general knowledge, the login.gov form, basically that's created by the US government for federal employees, and I'm assuming other people, but it's issued by the federal government. And then for the ID.me, this is basically for civilians. So it's ID.me. It is not an email. It's just a security measure to identify you online from many websites, such as the VA, the IRS, obviously, Social Security Administration, and other retail outlets. I use mine at Home Depot to receive the Veteran Family Discount all the time. So no matter what type of account you'll have to further complete the 990 filing, you'll need to sign in with one or the other, either login.gov or id.me. I personally have an id.me account, so I'm going to sign in here, id.me. And then I'm going to enter my credentials. So I entered my email, I entered my password, and then I'm going to sign in. So once I sign in to the either login.gov or id.me account, it's going to ask me to complete my sign in. I'm going to need to either have the company text me a code or call me with a code. They know your phone number by your ID.me account. So I just chose text me. I'm going to highlight the text me box. They automatically know my phone number. And then if you don't have access to that phone, there are other measures you can take, but I do have access to my phone, so I'm going to click continue. That code only took a few seconds to come in, and I'm going to enter the code when I receive it in the box. Okay, I typed in my code, I clicked continue, and now it's going to bring me back to the IRS website. You're going to see two options. You're going to see an option that says e-postcard profile or manage form 990 and submissions. You're going to be locating the e-postcard profile. And then once you see this section, the e-postcard profile, you're going to see a little box at the bottom that says manage e-postcard profile. This is what you want to click. So notice there's a progress bar. There's a horizontal progress bar, and every step that you're completing, it's going to be highlighted with a darker blue. So we'll keep track of our progress here. The first thing you're going to do is type in the EIN of your unit or your department. The first two numbers go in the first box. The rest of the 7 numbers go in the second box. And then after that, okay, so this is my unit's EIN or employer identification number. The first 2 digits go in the first box. The extra 7 digits go in the second box. I'm going to click Add EIN. So once you've added your EIN, a pre-populated row is going to pop up. It's going to have your EIN number, and it's also going to say Military Order of the Purple Heart of the USA. It's pre-populated, you can't change it. The reason why it comes up with the order's name and not your unit or department, it's because they're our parent organization. So basically they're in charge of our filings. It's also going to have the date that's added. So I started working on this particular filing on August 19th, and that's going to show up. Now, there's a little delete column here. If you don't want to work on this anymore, you can delete it and just start over later on. I also want you to notice that you may have several rows of these EINs if you're helping multiple units or departments do their 990s. So yours may not look like mine. Yours may have several. For this school of instruction, I'm only going to focus on one. So I deleted the rest that I was working on. Okay, so because we are creating a new filing, that's exactly what we're going to click. We're going to click the button that says Create New Filing. Now look at the progress bar. Progress bar says that we've already completed the e-postcard profile. Now we're going to select the EIN we want to work with. So there's a little drop-down arrow, and we're going to click that arrow, and a highlighted button will pop up. It'll say the EIN that I'm working on now. It'll say Military Order of the Purple Heart. And just remember, if you're helping multiple units and departments, you may have several boxes to choose from below this one on the screen. But for, again, School of Instruction, make it easy. We're just going to show you one. So my screen may look different than your screen. Okay, so once I click that, basically it'll pre-populate again in this EIN button, and this EIN field, and then we're going to click continue. So, okay, the progress bar, we're getting closer to completion. We've completed the e-postcard profile, we've selected our EIN. Now we're in the organization details tab. The tax year ending field is going to be pre-populated. You cannot change that. That is according to your tax year. Some people is January to December, some is June to July. The IRS knows this and they're going to pre-populate it for you. But the next question they're going to ask you is, has your organization terminated or gone out of business? So basically, they want to know, is your unit or your department still operational? So if you are terminated, if you have gone out of business, you're going to select yes. If you're still functional and you're still active, you're going to click no. The next question they're going to ask you is, are your gross receipts normally $50,000 or yes? Most of us are going to say yes, we make less than $50,000. But I do want to say, if you're saving or if you're earning monies for a convention or some big project and you happen to make more than $50,000 in a year, it's not normal, but for 1 year you made more than $50,000, you're still going to select yes because your gross receipts are normally $50,000 or less. The next question they're going to ask you is the organization's legal name. That is pre-populated. You cannot change this. Second field, organization's legal name, line 2, pre-populated. You cannot change this. Next question you're going to be asked is about the employer identification number. Pre-populated, you cannot change it. Then you're going to click continue. Okay, now we've already, the progress bar is telling us that we have completed the organizational details. Now we're in the contact information section. So it's going to ask you, well, what is your unit's name? Who are you? You're going to click this information. You're going to type the information in the DBA name. And DBA stands for doing business as. So this is my unit, Unit 177 Red Stick. I could have put Unit 177 in the first line and Red Stick in the second line. It doesn't matter. It's just for our purposes. And then if we have some really weird long name and it can't fit in these two fields, you can add additional names by clicking here. It'll give you another field to type in. But right now, I just put DBA as 177 Red Stick, which is mine. And they're going to ask you for your country. You're going to click on this little drop-down menu. It'll give you your list of countries. And of course, ours is the United States. And then it's going to ask you for your address. I'm going to type in my address. It's going to ask for my city, and then it's going to ask me for my state. Again, drop-down menu. Anytime you see these little upside-down arrows or the arrow pointing down, it's a drop-down list. So we're going to click that little drop-down arrow, and I'm in Louisiana, so I'm going to click Louisiana. And then they're going to ask me for my zip code as well. Okay, so once I have my country, my address, my city, my state, my zip code, it's going to ask me for my organization's website. This is your unit's website or your department's website or whomever you're working that particular EIN number is for. If you don't have one, just leave it blank. The next section is really important. It's the principal officer. So you're going to be saying, are you just a person or are you a business? Are you like a tax pro business? I'm just a person, so I'm going to click person. And it's going to ask me, well, what is my name? So I'm going to click in my name. It's going to ask me for my. So they're going to ask me my information as far as if they need me, who can they contact? And this is so very important. I know most of us received letters from the IRS this year talking about our nonprofit status. Well, they are not going to call the order and the order is going to call each one of us. The IRS has other things to do, right? So they're going to send out letters to the principal officer, whether it's a business that prepares your 990s or a person. And for me, I'm going to put my information down here. And when I get an IRS letter, I'm going to immediately notify our national treasurer. Okay, I'm a drop down box again. I'm in Louisiana. I'm going to enter my zip code. Okay, perfect. So now at the very, very bottom, you're going to see a couple of tabs. You can go back to the previous page by clicking previous. You can cancel the filing altogether. But what I'm going to tell you, 100% tell you and tell you and tell you, is to save your filing. If you save your filing, this information is going to be saved data. So you don't, maybe you couldn't, something happened, you know, you left some hot tea boiling on the stove or whatever, you need to go back to it. This information will save your filing. So if you get logged out for any reason, that information is going to be pre-populated so you can easily come back. You'll notice here on the right, it says submit filing, but before you do, click save filing. So once you click save filing, it's going to bring you to the top of the page again, and just notice the progress bar. So we finished the e-postcard profile, we finished the select EIN, we finished the organization details, and we're almost finished the contact information. You're just going to scroll down to make sure everything is correct. Okay, everything is correct. I know that I saved the filing, and now I'm going to submit. So click submit filing. There's going to be a little warning that pops up. It's going to say, do you want to save the data and submit this filing to the IRS? Because once you submit the postcard, you're no longer able to edit the information in the postcard. Yes, we're ready because we clicked save already. So we're going to click OK. Bump. Okay, so once you click OK, you're going to have a little pop-up that shows you your organization name, the EIN, the tax year start date, the tax year end date. So mine may look different than yours. My unit, our tax year is January till December. The submission ID is an automatic number pre-populated by the IRS. The filing status date, and look, it says pending. Pending does not mean accepted. Now we're almost done. Look at this progress bar. We've completed all the steps. But now what we need to do is we need to print a copy of this filing for our records. Because once you leave the page, you're not going to go back. So print a copy. Okay, there we go. Click print. When you click print, there's going to be an electric notice, an e-postcard form that will pop up. This is the form that I like to send to my unit treasurer, my department treasurer, or just for my own purposes. I'm not the treasurer, but I do this for her. This is not the accepted 990. It's just a confirmation of the 990. So if your computer doesn't offer a print or save option on your keyboard, I'm using an old computer. I don't have a print button. The easy thing that I do is I can press the control key, the CTRL key, and the P key at the same time. And you can print and save these submission cards by doing this. If you're on an Apple computer, you don't have a control key. You have a CMND or command key. So you can press the command key and the P key at the same time and get the same results. So if I'm going to hold down the control key and the P key at the same time on my Microsoft computer, a little window is going to pop up, my print window basically. And then you can either choose the save as a PDF form on that option. And I'm at my office. I have several printers. So your printer list is going to look different than mine, of course. But just to save it, which I always do on my computer, and that way it's easily accessible to send off later on as an email, I'll press save as PDF. And then I'll click save. And then I'll just save it anywhere on the computer that I normally save it. Once you've saved it, you can actually go back to the IRS e-postcard filing confirmation, which should be at the tab on your browser. And then once you do that, it'll bring you back to the pending form. Now notice, this still says pending. We've already printed. We don't really need to do anything here except wait. Because once you click the Manage Form 990 and Submissions, it's going to bring you to a list of all EINs that you're working on. So this is what my EIN list looks like normally. So I do a lot of these for a lot of people. This is what I'm looking for. My unit is 47, 1169, etc. This is my EIN number that I'm working on, but you're going to say, okay, there's a lot of 47, 1169, etc. EIN numbers, but look at the dates. So it's 2022, 2023, 2024. What we're looking at is the one that we're just working on now, which is August 19th, 2025. And notice the pending status. So it's not accepted yet. It's still pending. The submission ID, basically that's pre-populated by the IRS. The action column is telling me, okay, I can get an updated status action available 7 minutes following submission. And I am not kidding you, it really does take 7 minutes. So when the 7 minutes is over, the action column status will change from get updated status action available 7 minutes following submission into a get updated status. But you do have to wait those 7 minutes. You don't have to wait around in front of your computer. In this particular instance, I went to the grocery, I cooked dinner, and I came back, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours after I started this school of instruction to show you guys what's going on. So if you get logged out or you just don't want to wait 7 minutes, you're just going to log back in as you normally would. You're still going to have to sign in with your ID Me account or your login.gov account. You're still going to have a texted or called with a code. You're still going to have to log in the exact same way. But when you get to this page, when you get to the options page, either e-postcard profile or the manage form 990 and submissions, instead of going to the original one that we found, the e-postcard profile, you're going to find the manage form 990 and submissions. And then you're going to look at the bottom where it says manage form 990 and submissions. And then you're going to click that bar. Okay, so it's been 7 minutes. In my case, it's been several hours. And just like we said, that action column status has changed to get updated status. So you'll find, again, the EIN number that you were working on currently, Military Order of the Purple Heart of the USA. The tax year, of course, is for last year. The end date was December 31st, 2024. Again, mine may be different. Yours may be in June 31st or whatever your tax year is. It was this particular 990 filing was created on August 19th, still pending, submission ID pre-populated, given to us by the IRS. But once we click get updated status, click it, bingo, now you're going to see accepted. So I find my EIN, nothing we can do about the Military Order of the Purple Heart of the USA. My tax year is 2024. My tax year of end date is December 31st, 2024. It was created on the 19th. Bam, accepted. Now, okay, how do we show this? How do we give this to our National Treasurer? We're just going to click on the submission ID. And then once we do, it's going to bring us to a form. Woohoo! Okay, it's saying that it is now accepted. That pending is now gone, and now the filing status has been accepted. Okay, but what do I do? How do I give this to our National Treasurer? If you have a print key on your computer or a save as key on your computer, just click that. Save it on your computer so you can email it to the appropriate officers, our National Treasurer, and anyone in your unit or your department that is responsible for this stuff. Keep a copy for yourself as well. Now, if you don't have it, if you don't have a print bar or if you don't have a save as bar on your keyboard, on your computer's keyboard, you can do the same thing we did earlier. You can, for a Microsoft computer, you can click Control and P at the same time. If you're on a Mac computer, you can click Command and P at the same time. So this is what I did. I have a Microsoft computer. I clicked Control and P at the same time. And I can save this as a PDF. So I find my Save as PDF option on the drop-down menu in that little print window that popped up. And then I click Save. And then I'm going to save it to where I would normally save it on my computer. I probably have a folder on my computer that says IRS filings for 2025, and that's where I keep everything. So that's where I would save it. Now to print, just as easy, you would use that little drop down arrow right here and you would find the printer that you're going to use. Again, I have several, so I chose the printer that I liked, and then I'm going to National Treasurer does not need any type of color. You can choose your color, keep it as a portrait or a landscape layout, whatever you choose. She's not picky. She just wants the accepted confirmation of your 990. And then so if you want to print it and mail it to her, you can click print once I chose my printer. And then we're done. So you can mail it to our National Treasurer. Do not use certified mail. If you have any questions, just notify our National Secretary and get her address. Or you can email it, make it so easy. Keep it on your computer, mail it to the appropriate officers, and you are done. Now, these are due October 1st. There's no reason to wait. The window for submissions is July 1st through October 1st, so get those in. And if you have any questions at all, or if you just need us to work this through with you, give your national leadership a call and we'll be more than happy to help. So congratulations, you're finished the first School of Instruction for 2025. And again, if you have any questions, give us a call. Thanks a lot.